So once I got into business, I understood the business. Like, I was drug dealing since I was 12. I was outside. I don't know what junior high school looked like. I shot 13 motherfuckers, did all that shit in the street, did everything. You know what I'm saying? Big on me when I was like 17. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. I could like, when I got into the industry and I really sat down in jail and I paid attention and read a book, cause I could read. Just cause I dropped out didn't mean I know how to read. I was still reading and still learning shit, but I was homeschooling myself. I mean, when I got into jail and I read a book about the industry, it made perfect sense.
Man, Bobby Shmurda could have easily been the next Pop Smoke. Obviously, rest in peace of Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is definitely a legend. But man, Bobby Shmurda pretty much had it all, man. He had that personality, he had that high energy. He was a decent rapper, and he had a hit song. But unfortunately, he ended up in jail, man. Obviously, just looking at the clip and everything like that, man, like, he was selling drugs at 12 years old. He was in the streets, and then he went to prison. And then he kind of just learned everything about the music industry while he was incarcerated, which is just really interesting in my opinion. In the beginning of 2022, Bobby Shmurda was just really wanting to leave his label Epic Records. And man, I could definitely see why, man. Like, they were giving him absolutely no support when he was in prison. Like, it seemed like they weren't even really trying to get him out. I mean, I know recently he kind of signed to Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's kind of, you know, label. Like, what they pretty much do is they see popping artists, so they're in a terrible label situation, and they pick them up for promo. Kind of like what they did to Lil Uzi Vert with this whole extra tour life problem, whatever, and him only making like a tiny percentage out of that song. They just picked up Lil Uzi Vert. They picked up Megan Thee Stallion from her terrible situation that she was in with some baseball player. Yeah, some baseball player like signed her super early on, and then he wanted the percentage and everything. You know what I mean? But really, Bobby Shmurda just really wanted the freedom to drop whenever he wants, right? Because, like, you know, when you're in a label, you're just kind of really tied down. You're kind of like in a chokehold, like getting the rope around your neck and just choke. You know what I mean? You don't have that freedom to be able to drop music like you really want to. And unfortunately, Bobby Shmurda didn't really have that in 2022, and especially when he first got, or at least when he first was trying to leave Epic Records, he didn't necessarily have that freedom. I also remember in an article, Bobby Shmurda was saying, yo, I love the owner of Epic Records, but she's like a 7-year-old woman, and it was just really bugging him that he wasn't just having that freedom to drop. And he was pretty much just explaining how he felt super imprisoned. Like, he felt like he was still in prison even though he was left out of prison. So he just really wanted to be left alone and just drop independently. But in my opinion, like, I think he's gonna soon realize being independent, he's not gonna have that, you know, like the label push and everything, and all of these marketing tactics that they usually get when you're on a label. And I think he's starting to realize that right now. Like, skip ahead to right now, like, he's had a lot of troubles just with like just getting traction and stuff like that. Like, a lot of his songs are just not hitting, or at least the perception of it is definitely not hitting. So I can definitely see why Bobby Shmurda is just like a little bit disappointed in a sense. But at the end of the day, he did want to be independent, and at the end of the day, he did learn a lot while he was in prison, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, thumbs up, and let me know in the comments, and also subscribe.